Inside Leominster is brought to you through the generous support of Colonial Insulation Company, residential and commercial insulation and fireproofing services, specializing in blown-in cellulose as well as spray foam insulation. For more information, visit their website, colonialinsulation.com.
Hello and welcome to Inside Leominster. My name is Dean Mazzarola, Mayor for the city, and we have a busy show tonight because we are busy in the city. It is busy time for everything. This is probably the busiest I've seen it in 26 years, and so a lot going on. We'll have a lot to talk about. We'll update you on everything going on in town. But first, we will go. We'll take the drone and we'll buzz in over the other side of Pear Street, and we'll lower ourselves over to the Art Report.
Good evening, sir.
How are you?
I'm good. And you know, with all this deserved attention to D-Day and all our veterans, I couldn't help but think back. We're cleaning things up from the old homestead, and my father-in-law, Solmo Torcoletti,
Yep.
got the Bronze Star.
Yes.
He landed on Normandy with his Jeep, and he was carrying mortars and ammunition, and his orders were to go to the first hedgerow and stay there, and he would replenish it, et cetera, et cetera. And he did that, and then volunteered to go from the front line to take the wounded to get care, and then bring more ammunition back. He had
Wow.
2 trucks blown up from under him, but went back and got 2 more and continued on.
Imagine
He had
driving
quite
the
a career over there. He served with Patton, and
Wow.
He never talked a lot about it, and he only told me one day. He said, "Bart, there was a little humor involved." And I said, "What could that be?" And he said, "I had this young lieutenant in my Jeep, and we were going down this road in France, and there was a barn off on the side." And he said, "What's in there?" He said, "I don't know. Let's go look." There was a padlock on the door. He says, "It's locked. We can't get in." My father-in-law said, "I got an M1. That'll open it." They blew the lock off, opened it up, and it was all a barn storage for wine.
Oh, that's right. You did tell me this story before.
Right, and they took the wine and put it in the mortar tubes and traded it to the officers because they got rations of beer. So the wine went to the officers, and the soldiers took the beer.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Imagine driving the munitions Jeep.
No.
I mean, just the slightest spark would put the thing up.
No, I can't.
It's hard
and then old carbiner, Michael Pegnata.
Too bad, huh?
Grew up with that whole family. I was over there more than I was my own house.
I saw him. I wanted, of course, time with me. It could be 2 minutes, 2 weeks, 2 years, but I think it was about 2 weeks ago, and I didn't expect that.
No, I grew up with him. You know, Deco and his father, Deco Sr., took us to our first professional basketball game at the Garden. We saw Bob Cousy and Heinsohn and all those guys.
That's amazing, huh?
And he took us there, and then we all, at one time or another, would help his father at the mobile station that he owned on the Fitchburg-Leominster line, which is now a bar room.
Right.
And we'd go in there on Sundays and stuff and cover the pumps, and we'd work for gas or a few bucks or help pay off a bill, and good times. Good times.
Yeah. All good people, huh?
Oh, they were. The Sardellises lived in the same building that the Pegnatas did.
Right.
And they were a lot of fun. And
how old was Deco when he passed away?
Oh, he was young.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
He was quite young.
Yeah.
I don't think he was 60 yet.
No, I don't think so.
No. He was a fixture at Sears Automotive.
I remember getting my first, brought my car down here for the first time.
Yep.
Was there with my father, and I said, I could hear him yelling back and forth, "How much for tires for this car?" $10 a piece, balanced, everything, right? My father said, "We'll take 4. $10 a piece, tires.
Well, don't you wish that's what they were today?
I'll take 4. I just remember,
Oh.
like, we're heavy,
And you know,
we're heavy hitters. 4.
They were the nicest family.
Yes.
They really were. I mean, every day we go down in their backyard and play football. Every day.
Well,
and then if we got frisky, we climbed the Gulf Oil had a big fuel storage depot right across the street from my house. We used to climb the tanks.
Right.
You know, it was there, so you did it. And then we get on Battle Street and play war in the woods, and the Sardellises, the Pegnatas, all of them. And we'd go up by Freddie's house and up around.
Yeah, yeah.
Just good times.
Yeah.
All the hills on the back of us were sledding. You know,
Right.
Everybody slid.
One
went up
long
there to do
slide.
that.
One long slide down those hills.
Oh, Nickel Street was beautiful. Millard Ave, I mean, we'd have the train, about 8 sleds all tied together. Good times. But may he rest in peace.
Yeah, poor
Terrible.
Tiggy.
And wouldn't you know, a month ago, I found Mike Sardellis on Facebook.
Oh, wow.
And I sent him a note, and he wrote back, and I wrote, and I said, look, whoever's left in the car barn, let's all get together someday down by Kimball's in the morning. We'll have coffee, whatever. And he said, love to do that. And now this, you know, because we haven't done it yet.
Right.
But we're still going to do it.
Good.
Whatever we have. It won't be a big crowd, but we can recollect. That's always fun.
That's it. Reminisce.
Yep.
Happy days, right?
Yes, yes. And it's good to see more pavings being done throughout the city of Leominster.
Well, I tell you, this is the by far double busiest we've ever been. It's
unbelievable.
It just keeps coming. There's
From a
no
positive standpoint.
it's just no stop. So we just keep plugging. We just
Crazy.
keep pushing out the work.
Other than that, have fun.
Over and out.
Keep smiling.
If you're around Saturday, the stroll.
Yes, yes, yes.
Come on down. You bringing your truck down?
No, unfortunately, we can't be there.
All right.
But that's, I'll talk to you offline sometime about it.
Over and out.
Okay, buddy.
Okay, that was the Art Report with Art Bartlett. And we have a busy show tonight. And believe it or not, we're going to be talking about, we had the Shoalin Farms event just a couple of weeks ago for the Apple Blossom. And I was sort of thinking that maybe my time was off because it seemed kind of early, but it wasn't. And then the stroll on Saturday, and then Starburst. So if the time is flying, buzzing away, but all these things are right ahead of us, and we have a lot more ahead of you. We'll be right back, taking a short break. some alumni of Leominster schools talking about, I know we're just chatting here, of what a great education they got here and how proud they are. And a lot of people went through double sessions and overcrowded schools.
It was a tough time.
But we had good teachers. And that is the most important part of educate, right? A teacher on a log, right? A teacher, a kid sitting on a log can go places, right? But constantly, every day of the week, I hear multiple stories about, people from all over the world, not just here. So anyway, we're back here just having our own little private conversation. And we're going to be talking about Starburst because, believe it or not, it's coming up June 15th, and Bob Healy and Mary Malahi of Starburst are here. And despite the fact that those shirts might say 2017, that shows you how time flies so fast. Can you believe it's time for another Starburst?
Oh, yeah.
I know it. It's our
I know you start
27th
meeting
Starburst, yeah.
in like the day after Starburst, and I see those emails come through in like January and the snowing and cold, and you're still meeting. But this is incredible. I mean, I don't know of any other event that's around that's like it, where people can just come in for free. There's no charge. There's no charge to park.
27th year.
It's amazing. And it's all
27th year.
from the sponsors.
The local merchants.
And you
Very,
have to
very
start
good.
getting ready early on to contact those
Yep.
merchants and business owners because they're probably wondering, how could this be time for Starburst again? Well, here it is. It's only a week away, right?
A week away, a week from Saturday.
Week from Saturday.
Yep.
Incredible. And so it's just hard to believe, but it's at Doyle Field. If you're new to town, let's give, there's so many new people in here in town that might be watching. Why don't you give a rundown of what this whole thing called Starburst is?
Starburst, it's pretty much an evening of musical entertainment from a lot of the school groups, and followed by a professional band concert and fireworks. We start at 5 o'clock. The gates open at 4:30. We have first event, the All-City Youth Band, which is grades 7 through 12, and I think or 6 through 12, and there's a couple of fifth graders. They go on at 5, and then at 5:30 there's a middle school and high school chorus combination, and the Fallbrook Songbirds. They go on also, and all the music teachers in Leominster are involved with this.
And we got some really good
Oh yeah.
Class A
Doing very
music
well.
teachers.
And then they're at 5:30. At 6 o'clock, Barry Hudson and the Leominster High School Jazz Band goes on. And then at 6:30, we have a magician for all the kids, Steve Charette.
He makes
a real great job.
all the bands disappear.
Oh, yeah. He gets all the kids in the grass and
Yeah,
fun.
he's
Does the
good.
whole show. He's really great.
He's really
And then he
good.
goes around afterwards to the different people, families, and does tricks with balloons.
Shows you his pride and joy.
Making balloon stuff, yeah. And then
He's good. I never get tired of that guy. He's
yeah,
awesome.
he's good. And then we have our 40-piece concert band, which is the professional band that goes on at 7. And we do our Pops concert. And halfway through that, in the intermission, we have the Citizens of the Year Awards,
Right.
which we'll get into. And then fireworks at 9 o'clock.
Incredible,
At
huh?
the end of the evening.
What a nut. I mean, where else can you go?
And it's all free.
Come on in and just, people always say, is there any charge? I'm like, no, not at all.
No,
That's
come see
incredible.
it. Bring lunch with you if you want.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll have some vendors inside, and still working on that end of
Right.
it. But
What a
Bring a
beautiful-
lawn chair or a
bring a
blanket
lawn
to
chair,
sit on.
blankets, yeah.
Now,
We're on the upper field at the baseball
Yes,
field.
right. Now, a couple of things.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but it's always a beautiful day, but it always seems to cool off at night. So bring something.
Yeah.
Even though it'll be it always is like that
Oh, yeah.
warm day. Maybe because when I get there, it's still
It is
sun.
warm.
It's
Yeah,
warm.
and then it's
And
the
then all of a sudden the
sun comes out,
temperature
yeah.
drops,
Yeah.
and you're still wearing a short sleeve and
Although
your
the last-
shorts and all that.
Yeah, well, a couple of years ago we had it early and it was really cool. And now
Yeah.
the last couple of weeks it's been pretty good. The last
Perfect.
couple of
But I'm
years.
just saying, just bring an extra
yeah.
shirt or a
Yeah.
little sweater because the sun does go down, and we want everybody there. But there's just thousands of people that come, and
Oh, yeah.
and again, it's let's talk about the sponsors because without them, just couldn't happen.
I have a list of these are the we have different levels of sponsorship, but these are all businesses that gave $250 or more. Some made $5, some $1,000. These are what we call the corporate sponsors. And then very simply, going down quickly, you get American Legion, Post 10, Anderson Bagley and Mayo, City Music, DeCarlos Insurance, Gagney Realty, Health Alliance, Hometown Bank, Il Camino Restaurant, Imperial Auto Body, Dr. Joseph Yeaman, The Leominster Credit Union, well, they're our premier sponsor. They give us they sponsor the fireworks and the T-shirts. They're the major premier sponsor.
Right.
And the Leominster Cultural Commission also is a major sponsor. They give us a really nice donation for every year. The Leominster Employees Federal Credit Union, the Leominster Family Dentist, Leominster Veterans, North End Diner, North Star Constructions, Piper Electric, Representative Jim McGovern, Ron Bouchard Auto Sales, Sontag and Associates, State Representative Natalie Higgins, Workers Credit Union, and Wright Roy Funeral Home. In addition to that, there's a lot of $100 sponsors. I mean, the local merchants are the ones that keep it going.
All right. Couldn't do without them.
They are very, very generous.
And Leominster Credit Union is still your big sponsor?
That's our big premier sponsor.
And
with
just-
the fireworks and the T-shirts.
Now, there is a rain date, the 16th,
16th, which
just in case.
once in a while, we've had to use it a few times, but not the last couple of years, thank
It
God.
is a beautiful night, and if you get a chance, all the bands are good. The student bands are good, Magician's good, and then Starburst
It's a fun
Band goes
night,
on.
yeah.
And they are some of the best musicians
They're
around.
all really good, very fine professional musicians.
And it's like sitting there and you think, I don't have to go to Boston, I don't have to go anywhere. I'm sitting right here with one of the best bands around, with some of the best musicians. So, I mean, and it's free. What's better than that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Couple things.
Yep.
They do close, obviously the earlier you can get there, the better. So when you come to see the high school bands and the all-city music bands and the songbirds, you get a chance to park closer. But as that parking fills up, we try to provide some handicap parking on the pre-street side.
We need to do that. We need to have somebody there
Right.
this year to really monitor it.
Right, so we can lead people. So if you have a physical
Pre-street,
disability, then go to pre-street. So that's where the
pre-street
old
school
pre-street
parking
school
lot,
is.
yeah.
And then we'll get you up there. We'll make sure somebody's there. We'll get you up there so that you can park there. And for everyone else, there's parking all over the area. On the side streets you can park. By the end of the night, people are parked probably like within a mile of there when the fireworks kick in.
Yeah.
But you know what? Make a wonderful night of it. Pack your lunch. You have some. Did you get some food trucks to come down?
I've got one person contacted me.
Yeah.
I'm still working on that. Hopefully,
And will the high school be the boosters?
That's the reason I ended the way, because they're not doing it this year. That's why I tried to get the trucks.
So if somebody knows a food vendor that's serves
Yeah,
safe
kinda,
and all
yeah,
that, by all means, give us a call at City Hall. We'll put you in.
room to have them inside. the
Yes,
gate
you
this
come
year.
right inside. You've got a captive audience of like thousands of
Yeah,
people.
That's it.
What about Comaquito or somebody like that?
I sent them one.
You did? Okay. Well,
So,
we'll put the
we'll
word
see
out.
it, yeah.
If you have a favorite restaurant or somewhere around town, either a food truck or, again, you're serve safe and you have the ability to go out,
Yeah.
you're talking thousands of people.
Well, yeah, it's a good-
That's it. You have a captive audience.
And they come to see one of the groups and want some to eat.
Sure,
afterwards,
people
you
are
know?
looking for food, trust me.
Oh, yeah, they were.
They're usually
Oh, yeah.
coming from another event or soccer or something
Oh, yeah.
else, or they're coming back from the beach, and they think, perfect, I'll go to the concession stand. Well, we want to make sure we have food, so give us a call at City Hall. We'll put you in touch with either Mary or Bob,
Right.
and off we go. But be patient with the parking. Sometimes you have to park on the side
Realize
streets.
that the pre-street itself is closed.
Well, they shoot the fireworks on Pre-Street. So
from
anywhere
the
around
tennis courts,
the
so-
tennis courts or Imagination Station, they're going to move you along and
down
block
there.
that off. But
Yeah.
that's the only place that we can do this.
Yeah.
So there is no chairs. So bring a blanket. Bring your chairs. All those fancy things that I see people buying all the time,
Oh, yeah.
that fold up into they're almost like gadgets. They
Yeah.
they just fold up to these little things this big, and they go. It's a chair, and a cooler, and all these, right? So fill them up. Bring your own food. If not, we'll have some food vendors there, and again, it's a family event, and that's why they don't allow vendors to come inside that are trying to sell things to kids and squirt guns and all that funny
Right.
stuff.
It would be also good to remind people that they shouldn't bring their dogs to
Yeah.
the event.
Yeah, we
That
don't
this
allow
is-
dogs.
No
They're
dogs
not
on
allowed,
the
right.
field.
They're not
Yeah,
allowed.
no
Good
dogs
point.
allowed.
If you have any questions, we're here. We're live tonight. We're only a week and 2 days away. 978-537-7760. That's the number to call. And always looking for volunteers. This same group has been doing this year after year.
Yeah.
We want to continue this, but we need some people in boot camp for a year or two so they get a hang of it. And I know there are a lot of very organized people out there. People are beginning to retire, or people that are the kids are older now and they're like, I'm looking for something to do, a way to volunteer. They've got this thing down to a science. So one that need not reinvent the whole thing.
Just need the personnel to
right.
carry it
And
on.
everybody has a job. Everybody has a little bit of. If everybody takes a piece of it, it makes it easy for everybody. So no one or two or three or four people have to carry the ball to make this possible. And you know, if the group that's doing it now said, you know, we're getting tired, we've been doing it for 27 years, 25 years, then people would say, oh, that's too bad. So before this happens, before we tire everybody out, there might be somebody out there. Give us a call. We'll put you in touch with Bob or Mary and other volunteers. And I don't know, what do you meet? An hour a month or something as it gets
That's
closer?
about it. Not even every month. You know?
And it's a nice social time for people to get together.
We just assign different duties and.
Right. And as the year progresses, you look at who the donors
Right.
are, and some people may have to be
Sure.
called because maybe they got busy and forgot that. You know,
Yeah,
but,
you need some personal contact.
yeah, but you got the same people
You got the
mostly as
money.
you go through the list.
Exactly.
Right.
A lot of these people have been sponsoring it.
So
for-
think about how you can give back to the community. Maybe there are somebody out there thinking, you know, I've been looking for the right spot. It's a great group. They're very social, and you'll feel like you've known these volunteers for a long time. So step up and come to the event and think about volunteering and how you can come out, help out. And if your business didn't get asked, and maybe you're a new business in town, or maybe you work for a company, maybe out of town, that would like to support a cultural sort of activity like this, again, give us a buzz. Let's go through one more time. So 5 o'clock.
The
Gates open at 4:30.
First event is at 5 with the All City Youth Band. And then you have the All City, the mixed choruses of the middle school and high school at 5:30. And then at 6 o'clock, the jazz band. And at 6:30, the Steve Charette, magician. And then at 7 o'clock, the Pops concert. And then at the intermission of the Pops concert, we have the presentation of the Citizen of the Year, which going to have Mary talk about that.
Come on, Mary.
She spearheaded
You
that.
picked two very good, well, I should say the former recipients picked two really
Right,
good
that's
people.
important to know.
Right?
Yes,
the former
yeah.
recipients.
The Citizen of the Year is chosen by all of the former recipients who get together, but they're nominated by people from all over the
Right,
city.
correct.
So people write in nominations and send us nominations that we go through and pick. And so, yeah, this year's recipients are very deserving of the
Yes.
award. We have Bonnie Hathaway and Ron Gerard.
Right.
Um,
Both who give back.
Yeah, people may know both of them from around the community. Bonnie started the Montechusett Interfaith Hospitality Network,
yeah.
which is the homeless shelter for families in town. Ron is very active
Everywhere.
in the Historical Commission in LATV. He happens to be behind the camera right
Right
now. So they're out and about and volunteering their time all
Bonnie
over the
with
community.
the bell ring is Bonnie with helping with the Pilgrim Church.
Right, and she sings in the Montechusett Chorale.
And she also was the head of the Leominster Cultural Commission, and
right.
I think this was her last year
Right, she
in
just got off,
rotation,
yeah.
so she's just getting off. And so two people who expect nothing in return, not even a thank you, and that's really the best to give, right? No, those are
Yeah.
the best people to give.
It is,
you
yeah.
know.
So we're very much looking forward to presenting them with the official award on Starburst Night.
Yeah, Ronnie, when he first told me, was like the Grinch when he gets to, remember the little Sally Pooh,
Yeah.
whatever her name is, and he said, an award? An award? Just like the Grinch, he said it. He says, an award?
Yeah.
And then he said, he had nothing to wear. Remember? Just like the Grinch.
I said, for what, you know? I said,
Yeah,
"Is it
so
like it to
wait
be
till you
done?"
see him. He's going to be all, you're going to be in a suit, Ron?
If you want me to.
Yes, I want you in a suit.
If it's hot that night, Ron,
That's
don't wear a
depending on
suit.
the
Wear a
weather,
short
yeah.
sleeve shirt and yeah.
Tie with a shirt.
Yeah.
There you go, that's
We have
okay.
both State Rep Natalie Higgins and State
State
Senator
Senator
Stephen
Tran will be there
are
as
gonna
well.
Be there to present
Nice.
their certificate, citations.
What a beautiful night. It always is such, what a, you know, everyone I think feels proud of their community, and it's, you know, it's Old Home Week for a lot of people. You look around and haven't seen people in a long time, and, you know, they pop up at events like that. So
That's great.
thank you for doing this and not giving up and just saying, I've done my time. I know you just about qualify for a pension at this particular point, but we have nothing.
Well, I enjoy putting it together.
Yeah,
That's fun.
I
really
mean,
enjoy the concept.
If anybody was to start this
Putting together-
grassroots,
Yeah.
start over, it would be monumental. It would be a big
yeah,
effort.
exactly.
So why not just sort of jump in where you can and and take a piece of it. And that's how you really have it organized, is by pieces. So somebody could take this piece and somebody takes that
Right,
piece.
we have a
and
to-do list,
Right.
a chart, and this, you do this, you're responsible for this.
And hardly anybody says no. And we have one meeting that'll be coming up with all the department heads and
Right,
public
next week we're
safety.
doing that, yeah.
And so we have that meeting, and that works well to just work out sort of the bugs and the
Yeah.
logistics of the concert. But
Absolutely.
it's just a template, and it's been perfected, but it's special to us and all of the people in
Now
town.
we must mention that we do have a guest appearance at the concert this year.
Well, I wasn't gonna. I'm in training.
You're in training. Did you able to get on the link that I sent you with YouTube? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not simple. Our mayor is going to recite Casey at the Bat.
Yes. How classic, huh?
Yeah, and there's a musical accompaniment that goes with it, and the version that I sent you on YouTube is the exact same version.
I
that
got to
we
make
have.
sure I get the rhythm right there.
Well, I got one that's marked a little bit, and I can just kind of give you a little
Yeah.
cue.
Just
There's
give me a
couple
little
spots
hint
where I
once in
just
a while.
wait.
Tilt your head.
If you're not really with me, it's not a problem.
Yeah.
We'll run it through.
We'll make it
if you're
look
able to
like I
come
know what
on,
I'm doing, which is the best part.
Monday night
Yes,
or-
Monday night after the council meeting, I'll be there.
Yeah, after the council, that's
Because
fine.
you have like an 8-hour rehearsal.
No,
So-
no, we go from 7 to 10.
Oh, it's like I said, 8-hour
But
rehearsal.
I'll run it through with the band first.
Yeah.
Before you get there.
Good.
We'll
It's
have a
exciting.
chance.
Thanks for
You
letting me.
said special guest appearance. I thought you was talking about my idol, Tom Brady, or Bobby Orr.
See how I get
You mean
treated?
these not your eyes?
No, not at all. No. See, this is how I get treated.
Wow.
Former classmate, Lancaster Street School,
Kindergarten, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Gallagher, right? You went to
Gallagher.
Gallagher too, right?
Oh, yeah.
High school. See that? That's how I get treated. That's okay. It's all right.
So we have.
I'm here to be made sport of. No problem.
We have some interesting selections for the. Of course, everybody's talking about D-Day, and so we're doing Victory at Sea
Oh,
in honor of that, and also the Longest Day theme from the Longest Day, which was about D-Day, and it was interesting when I was listening to your caller talking about D-Day because my uncle.
He was talking about Elio Toccoletti.
I know.
Yeah.
Who
yeah,
was a
yeah.
former citizen of the year.
Yes.
My
Boy, was he a
uncle-
proud guy, huh, Elio?
My uncle was a conductor of the United States Army Band
Really?
in World War II. So he was over there in Europe with Eisenhower.
Wow.
And he led the band through the Arc of Triumph after they
Wow.
liberated France. I have a picture of the Army band going through.
You have a picture of that?
Yeah, an old picture I got from my parents of him. He was my mother's brother.
Brother.
He was
Where did he
lieutenant-
grow
was a
up?
Lieutenant colonel.
Where was he from?
Cambridge.
Cambridge, Mass.
He was a lieutenant colonel in the Army, and he was a director of the Army band through the 50s and, well, the close of World War II through the 50s into the early 60s.
It's so hard.
So,
And I know as teachers, it's so hard to try to get students to comprehend what happened because
right.
it's a hard thing to explain. And so I have a lot of old radio shows I listen to, and you can actually listen, like anything else. But almost every radio show, because there wasn't really, TV hadn't really kind of been perfected, but almost every radio show talked about selling bonds and rationing gas and food and metal, if you had any scrap metal at all, to save it and go out and look for it, and just trying to get, in other words, the whole country had some
Was involved,
direct
yeah.
part to
Closing
play.
curtains and shades at night so no light would come out from
Right.
your house.
In case they
My
were
mother
attacked.
told me about that.
Trying to get, it's hard
Amazing
for
time.
anybody to
Yeah.
comprehend just that, because how can you comprehend that?
Right.
Today we're in other countries and people are at the mall and they're all over the place. Just life goes on, and we're in foreign countries in Iraq and Afghanistan, and there's a war going on, and it's business as usual back here. It's hard for people to comprehend.
It's hard to understand it.
Unless you have a loved one there or somebody there, or at the time. So we're fortunate. I remember I was saying on the show one day, we had, I got a phone call from Rich Early one day, who was the veterans director. And he said, hey, we got to go down and give some medals to this veteran. He was in World War I. And I said, really? Well, it turned out to be my neighbor.
From World War I?
World War
Wow.
I. And we went down, and these guys, nobody talked about this. Nobody, they weren't patting themselves on the shoulder and talking about it. They did it, and I guess they wanted to move on, right? They wanted to get that, they served their country, and they just wanted to get on with their life and get a job, come back, and hopefully get a job, and married, family, and all. I mean, that was the dream, right? That's why, they went to war and to, protect their country. But that's a great story, right? So you have a picture.
I have a picture, and I was lucky enough in 1995. I was able, when Fort Devens closed, they needed a band to do the July
Right,
4th.
right.
The band had already left. So I knew the entertainment director there, so he called, can you put the guys? Yeah, so that Starburst band performed at Fort Devens.
Oh, that's right. I
That
do
was
remember that.
their closing.
In the closing.
Closing,
And how historic, because your uncle was in the band.
I made
You
that,
made the
I
connection.
pointed the connection there, and I met with the sergeant master, and we talked
Wow.
about it. Oh, yeah.
See?
That was a thrill.
It's all about the story.
Yeah, the huge crowd that was there was amazing at Fort Devens. But
Usually, the Rotary or the Veterans Group
the
gives
the
out,
Rotary is doing the flags
Yeah.
again. Yeah, they do that.
and it's, some people give out glow sticks. I think they gave them out in the
Yeah,
past.
I believe they're still doing that. Yeah.
And the people that are on the outside that are selling these very expensive, things that spin around that cost $20 and $30,
Yeah.
that's not Starburst that does that. They
No.
don't receive any compensation. The reason they're outside is because they really want this to be a family event. They don't want kids
want
putting
kids to
their
be harming
parents
their parents.
in a tough spot. They
Right.
want them to come and enjoy each other, and kids that
Exactly.
just little pickup games they're playing, and they're chasing each other around for a
Yeah.
little while. That's all part of it all. But then the concert kicks in and the fireworks, and it's a
Right.
constant build up from 5 o'clock on till the fireworks and the big concert. Thank you
good.
both for
Yeah.
coming on. This is
you.
exciting. And I know we're going to have good weather. Don't count on all that bad weather's behind us.
Let's hope. But in
hope so.
case it's
It's the
iffy on
15th.
that day, we do have a Facebook page,
Right.
and
And we'll put it out.
yeah,
too.
we can put it out on that so
Yeah.
people will know, and then put it out through the city so people will know whether the rain date is on or off.
We're not thinking rain.
No, we don't need any of that singing in the rain stuff.
No.
We had
Very
the
good.
one year that it rained, so we put it off for Father's Day, and then it rained then.
Yeah.
So you
It
put it
rained
off.
both times. We had to go to August.
And then you went to August, but it was still a big
Oh,
event. I think it
was
actually was a
nice.
little bit bigger.
We just didn't have to have, we didn't have all the entertainment that we were originally
Right.
going to have.
Right.
Because of the time of the year.
But people came.
Oh, yeah, people came.
No,
Yeah.
There's
Oh,
no
yeah.
shortage of people. Thank you
yeah,
both,
so
and
much.
thank you for what you do, and can't wait to see you there, and I'll see you at practice.
Okay.
Thanks.
I got it. Very
Taking a
good.
short break here at Inside Leominster. We'll be right back with updates on a ton of projects here.
You got the big stroll coming, Sandy, yeah?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, it's gonna be gorgeous weather for that.
Oh.
too.
Should be good weather for that. Yeah.
Love it. Oh, hold on, don't leave my Because you came from a. Yes. And we're back here. Yes, we are. Lots to talk about. About 25 minutes left. Phones are open. Ronnie tells us Popeyes is open, and this is breaking news. Maybe Monday at 10. It seems to be what people are asking. We try to get you the answers as to what the questions are. If you have any questions about anything, give me a call. I'll be glad to. Even questions that you might not think I want to answer or might be comfortable with, send them off. 978-537-7760. If you're calling from outside of Leominster or you're watching on your phone, it's good for us to hear from you in terms of where you're watching. If you're watching on your phone, let us know. It helps us to, if you're watching and you want to let us know, is it coming clear, or you got a little fuzziness going on? If you're watching on the internet or on Facebook, let us know that. It just gives us a gauge, and maybe tell us how far away you're listening. I know when we do the radio show at WPLZ, we have people listening all over the country, and sometimes I'll get a text after an email saying, "Hey, I was listening to you in, on the other side of Virginia or Florida or somewhere else," and it's always cool to kind of get that feedback. Hey, let's do pictures of the week if you guys are ready. In the meantime, if there are any calls, give us a buzz, 978-537-7760, extension 3. That puts us in touch with each other. Let's go right to the thing that everybody keeps talking about. That's the Mechanic Street Park, and it's coming along. We're just waiting for National Grid to turn the electricity on. The grass is growing, and this is phase 1. And then we'll have a big ribbon-cutting celebration of, the last time there was a park on French Hill, east side, was the old Whitney Field. And that closed, I want to say, 50 years ago. And then, everybody kind of moved over to Spruce Street School, where you could, you could play some basketball, and there's a picnic table there during the summer to hold some programs, coloring and things for the little kids, but nothing really substantial. And this will be a beautiful place to just sit and listen to the bells at the church. Maybe just throw Frisbee around or play catch, walk around. Those are beautiful plants that are there, beautiful trees, and that's phase 1. Now, if we messed up last week, my apologies. We went to Helen Beliveau's birthday at 100 Main Street, and I think we inserted the wrong name last week, and I just want to stand corrected. This lady does not look 103 years old, trust me. Sharp, remembers everything current and in the past, and so anyway, another big happy birthday to Helen. And thank you to everybody at 100 Main Street and all of her friends that she knits with or crochets with. I forget what it is exactly, but we have a good time there that day. And it poured. It just poured. I ran from my car to inside, and I was drenched, but we had a lot of fun and a lot of laughs. North Street work continues. That is a giant zipper or a grinding machine. It will reclaim all of the layers of pavement for as long as that street has been there, which could be 12 to 16 inches. It'll grind it right down. It makes a very good subsurface, and that's what they're working on now. It's going to be inconvenient. There's road closures. There's one-lane closures, detours. Be patient with us. It's coming. Believe me, it's coming. New sidewalks, $9 million spent on this project, and it's going to be absolutely beautiful. Everybody will be happy. There we are at graduation. Congratulations to the graduates. The 149th graduation, Leominster High School. Next year will be 150. Imagine that. So here we are in 2019, and it's been 149. We had a MassDOT meeting the other day. I'm on the board at MassDOT. We do this every year. We go around the state to put a capital presentation and show you where we'll be spending the money for the next, your money and tax dollars, whether it's federal, state, or local. And Leominster is on the many of the capital improvements list. And so anyway, that's what we did the other day. And there was a couple more, and then we'll close out. And on Monday, we have a MassDOT meeting. Not this Monday, the following Monday, and all of the public hearings will be closed. We will review it one more time and then eventually make changes and vote on it. So thank you to MassDOT for coming out. There we are on Merriam Ave. Last year, we went as far as we could. Now, we're one of the few and only communities that do their own waterline work. Why? Well, again, we've got that system perfected. It's been handed down through many generations and years. And so it's one thing that we can do competitively with the private world. And so we do our own water lines. And so we started down by Hall Street, and we're working our way up through Dartmouth and the rest of Merriam Ave until we replace that water line. Once it settles, I think there might be some gas work and then, or some drainage work, and then we'll be up there to repave. New signs at Gallagher Building. We were just talking about Mayor Gallagher, and with 2 signs, one on each end. For the longest time, there were little makeshift signs for a couple of signs, but you'd be surprised how many people will come to City Hall or stop at the fire station or the police station and ask where a particular office is. And there we are at May A. Gallagher, the City Hall Annex. And there's so many different businesses that are in there, but the school department. I bet you didn't know, for a lot of people, that there's a really nice scouting museum there. There's the Municipal Credit Union that's in there, and so many other historic commission, and everybody else that you can see there on the sign. Grove Ave got paving and striping. That's the final coat, and they striped it the other day. We'll be adding some share the lane markings on some of those streets, but Grove Ave is a good example of doing a street, doing it correctly. We did it about 20 years ago, 21 years ago, and we did it right. We grinded it down completely, put granite curbing in, concrete sidewalks. It's lasted us 3 times what the life expectancy is of a roadway in New England. There's our DPW down there near the Moosenock Brook, trimming some of those trees. They're beautiful and healthy trees. There's a little park there at the phase 1 of the Moosenock Brook. And it got to be like a little canopy under there, but we're actually having to tilt our heads as we walk through. So there's our DPW forestry crew down there doing some trimming. Got to read over at Flamingo Day at the Leominster Public Library, and I read my most current favorite book. It is Dragons Love Tacos. Every kid loves it. Every adult loves it. It's my favorite right now. And there we are at the opening of Tequila El Amigo on Main Street, North Main Street. They are right across from the Elks, and the food is fabulous. And I have to say, there's not a bad restaurant in town. I can find something I like about every one of them. But I was watching them, and all of the ingredients are freshly made every day and prepared. So if you get a chance, stop by and tell them you saw us on, or them, on Inside Leominster. Downtown Flowers, Sandy and Partners are back, and you know, they got a little bit of a late start because of the weather, but they've really caught up quickly. The Rotary was downtown in some of the urns that they have that they plant, and their flowers are beautiful as well. So we're moving as quick as we can. Banners that people have asked about in the downtown area for military veterans, they are up. They went up today and yesterday, I believe. So that's a good sign. Coming up on this Sunday is the Firefighter Memorial, and that's honoring those firefighters that have gone before us and have honored us with their presence and served us in an honorable way. Many of those service veterans, but those that aren't, but worked 20, 30, 40, some 45 years here in the city and have gone before us, and we every year honor them. So that'll be this coming Sunday. And the budget is ready. It's in. We wait as long as we can simply because we wait to see if the state gets their budget passed. Many communities in the state do their best and prepare their budget, only to have to come back later and change that. So there's the budget. The budget is out. And we worked right up to the last minute on this budget. And so the budget tells the story about where our resources go and a little bit about the future. And that was the picture of the week. And that's me. There we go. Let's talk about the stroll. Looking for my documents in here for the stroll. Give me a second. Is the budget. I don't know, Melissa was going to have a document with everything that's going on for the stroll. I don't see it here. I'll keep looking. Anyway, the stroll's coming up, and it begins at 3 o'clock downtown. So if you're new to the area and you wonder what the stroll is all about, stroll is basically a kickoff to summer. We block all the streets off downtown. It's a public safety day / touch a truck. So all of our public safety, police and fire, emergency management participate, and others. And they'll be set up downtown. And you actually get to come and climb on a truck and talk to the firefighters, police officers, emergency management personnel, and others. And also, we block the streets off, but we have a little train for kids to go on. I'll be giving out watermelon, lemonade. Other people will be giving other things away. There's no cost to get in, no cost to park. Many of the things, the activities, like I just said, the jumpy houses are free. There's absolutely any of those things, there's no cost. Now, there might be businesses there that are selling things, but many of those businesses will have an activity. There's free samples, and really, this is what we tried to do. We know that there are families in town, and if you have 2 and 3 kids, we know what it's like to go to other activities outside the city and how expensive those can be. We don't want that for you. We really want this to be a family event. Most things are free. Come on down. The weather's going to be beautiful. We push the event back to 3 o'clock because lots of people have other activities and graduation parties and anniversaries and soccer. So we move it 3 to 7. And the reason we do that is people may go to the beach or have a game, have another event. So if you get back in time, you can stop down. It's generally a little cooler. We've had some strolls that were extremely hot and didn't scare anybody away, but we kind of moved it. So at 2:45, if you own an antique car, if you own an antique truck, maybe you're a clown. Don't take that literally, but maybe you dress up as a certain character, or maybe you want to put a float together. You maybe want to promote your business and you have a company vehicle that has the name on it. Meet us at 2:45 over at Leominster Credit Union on Adams Street. We gather there. We start the parade at 3, and then the parade breaks up. And I will have a float there, and if you'd like to hop on and you're a little guy or a little lady and you'd like to jump on and dress up in red, white, and blue, we'll find a place. If we don't, you can walk along the float. But it's sort of the kickoff with antique cars and some fire trucks and police cruisers and motorcycles and everything else. So that's the pop-up kickoff parade. And then off we go to the event, and we'll be there from, as I said, 3 o'clock till 7 o'clock. So come on down. The streets are blocked. All of the parking in all of those parking lots in the area are free. Most of those are city parking lots or somebody we have a relationship with. And the great part later is when you hit that 6, 5, 6, 7 o'clock time, and you think to yourself, hey, it's getting kind of late. We got to go home to eat. There are plenty of places around, not just downtown, but around the city that you can stop into to eat. So it's a win-win for everybody. And there's some new businesses that are downtown. Make sure you stop by and see them. And just so you know, it's not just businesses downtown that we invite. We invite any business in town to come downtown, bring their business, set up some tables, do a little activity. It doesn't have to be anything major. Come on downtown. If you want to sell some things or give samples from your business, blow balloons up, whatever it might be. So everybody in the city is invited, not just the businesses in the downtown. Let's see. We'll talk about the budget next week. I think we'll get more into the budget. The Troops 477 is going to be hosting their, if anybody knows where this is going to be, because it doesn't say here, they're going to be hosting their 45th anniversary reunion. So anybody that's been involved with Scouts in the city of Leominster is encouraged to stop by. It's Saturday, June 8th. It's from 11 to 3 o'clock. The event will include an open house, lunch, and court of honor. For more information, you can go to troop477leominster@gmail.com. And we have a little letter here from the Koraskinis at Christian Life Center. And they want you to know that kid turn is back. Kids turn back. Kids turn is back. Kids turn towards America with an action-packed, high-tech, live production for children and people of all ages using interactive music, games, prizes, puppets, and more. And Kids Turn will be held at Christian Life Center in downtown Leominster, June 9th through the 12th at 6:30 p.m. each night. That's Sunday night, June 9th through Wednesday, Wednesday night, June 12th at 6:30 p.m. And I might have to sneeze. Is there a button here? Didn't you give me a button at one time? Excuse me. So that's Sunday, June 9th through Wednesday night, June 12th at 6:30. Kids Turn has been described as being like Vacation Bible School on steroids. Just like VBS, families are encouraged to bring their children every night so that they can learn all the Bible lessons and win more prizes. Admission is free, and according to Pastor Steve and Pastor Robert Skinny, the public is welcome. You can find more information about this event at kidturn.com. Kids Turn, that's kids with a Z, turn.com. That's kids turn with a Z.com. Cow, do not fall.
We got a little clip of a 95-year-old guy parachuting into
Oh,
Leominster.
can we show that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Let's show that little clip. That's a 95-year young gentleman, part of D-Day, and he's going to be parachuting in. Let's show that. That's awesome. That's just incredible.
We're okay. You okay, Tom? It's okay, sir? Okay, sir? Okay. Yeah. There we go. Beautiful drive, beautiful jump, beautiful flight. Everything was perfect. I honor those who didn't come back, who were wounded, who walked away from it, who were deceased. Those are the guys that are the heroes.
Wow, imagine that, 75 years to the day. This guy parachuted in, and 75 years later, 95 years old. Imagine a 20-year-old kid. That's all he was. So all of those families who I know there were a lot of people sharing stories today around the world about their loved ones and how they participated and what their involvement was. All heroes. And you know, in the military, it's a team effort, right? It's everybody counts. Everybody has a job to do, and it's got to get done. And everybody's equally as important. And for every one person that's in the front line, there's 7 or 10 behind them, and all 7 or 10 behind them are equally important. So we salute them and honor and remember every single one of them today. What a milestone, 75 years, and so fortunate to have so many still alive. But it's been tough. We've been losing them at a rapid pace. And, you know, guys like Charlie Valera and, you know, guys like, you know, here at LTV have documented over the years a lot of those stories. And, you know, thank goodness that we've got those and got those forever. Yes, somebody says, God bless you. Thank you. That was because I sneezed. And also the scouting event is at the Sportsman Club. So thank you, Wendy, for letting me know that. Okay, questions. Come on, somebody call. Tell us where you're watching from. Ask a question. Every time I'm out in the neighborhoods, somebody says, ask me a question about something. It never fails. Let's see, what's going on across from Lancaster Street, from St. Leo's? Across from St. Leo's, we don't know yet, but the building is going to be torn down. Good news, the corner of Whitney and Mechanic Street, the house that caught fire almost a couple of years ago, they came in for a permit to demolish that building, so that's ongoing. Working on the house on Lincoln Terrace, again, that is going to be demolished as well. And there are a couple of others. We have a couple of other houses that we're working or properties that we're going to be demolishing in the next year or so. But we really try to, these become eyesores. And I understand that, sometimes there's disputes between maybe the property owner and insurance company. We get that. But in the meantime, they become an eyesore for neighbors, for, main entrances to the city. Everybody has to see that as they're coming in. So, that's important that we help to facilitate and help in any way that we can. Streets that are going to be paved. So we have a upcoming project or a late summer project that we will have. And then also a project that'll either be done. So we're either going to double up on that project or we're going to split it in two, depending on how that gets bid out. And so we have a list of streets that we're going to be doing this year on Willard Street. Willard Street on the Lancaster Street side. We're all set to do that. Then we found a culvert area that had the pipes had rotted out, and that's a $300,000 project. We had the money to pave, but not the $300,000 to do the culvert. So we had to wait till we were able to identify the funds for the culvert pipe. We have done so. That project will start. We've been up near off of Prospect Street on Page Ave, and it might not seem like a big deal, but the drainage project that we did there, as Ray Racine said today, every project turns into a big deal, and so that project is done. You might have driven by the landfill and said, geez, what are they doing over there? Well, climate change, call it what you'd like, but we had a number of washouts there. And so we had to repair those, and that was $100,000, and we started up on, the washouts started back as far as Mechanic Street and worked their way all the way through to the old to the connector part of Mechanic Street. So that all had to be repaired. They're still working there. The sheep are coming back, as far as I know, but they've got to plant the grass and let it grow a little, and then they'll bring those sheep back. So those are some of the questions we have. What are they doing on the connector as you come off Nashua Street? Very dangerous as you come off. People are taking a right to go back to the center, to go back towards the mall or towards Cumberland. They would look to the left. The person had stopped in front of them. They didn't see him, and they would crash. It was enough that there were so many accidents that that got the eye of the state. The state looked and said, that's on the high crash list. And so they re-engineered it, and that's what's going on there. And I already noticed, even under construction now, they're doing a good job, and it's really helping. And I think it's going to make it much safer. We had a number of accidents there. Carla, welcome to the show. Carla, welcome to the show. We lost our caller, did we? Okay. Was that the caller?
No call, we're just trying to tell you we're out of time.
Oh, we're out of time. So some of the things that are happening. Sidewalks will be down on Mill Street, just pave Mill Street. Be putting the sidewalks in the next week or two. Sidewalks on West Street, sidewalks on 4th Street. And then there are a number of intersections where we do not, they're ADA, they were put in at the time they were compliant, but they don't meet the latest ADA requirements. And we have so many people who travel around downtown, around the city, who have a physical disability or in wheelchairs or need some assistance. And we really want them to be as independent as possible. So we'll be fixing 23 different intersections to make them handicap accessible. So many people that live at 161 Spruce Street will catch the bus there, or lots of time will walk down 4th Street. 4th Street sidewalks are in poor condition. So those are just some of the sidewalks. We'll be doing schools later this year. Another project that Wendy got a grant for is the school walk to school program, safe routes to schools, and that'll be done in the southeast. We call it now Francis Drake School area. We're out of time. See you at the stroll. See you at the Firefighter Memorial. And we're out of time. Good night. God bless you. Remember, the world is run by those who show up. Please show up. Good night.
Inside Leominster is brought to you through the generous support of Colonial Insulation Company, residential and commercial insulation and fireproofing services, specializing in blown-in cellulose as well as spray foam insulation. For more information, visit their website, colonialinsulation.com.